So it's important to note a call we made in 2023. We were looking and forecasting a recession beginning around the end of 23, beginning of 24. And my partner Carlos Alegre is a PhD physicist, and he's also got a PhD in finance. He's worked at a bunch of hedge funds, Winton, and he lived in London for a time. He's in Portugal right now, but he's developed early cycle indicators, traditional fundamental leading indicators that anticipate the U.S. economy, and everything was flashing for a recession for the end of 23 and 24. And we weren't the only economists calling for that or market participants, and it never came to pass. And so we had to ask ourselves, have the fundamentals of economics changed? Is there something new going on? And we kind of, after some time, figured it out. What really happened and floated the U.S. economy compared to the rest of the globe was massive fiscal dominance in the form of deficit spending. We were running the last 2 years 8% deficit to GDP, which is crisis level spending. In the great financial crisis, we were running deficits of 10% at the extreme. So you have to ask yourself, what was the crisis? We've determined the crisis was getting the Biden regime reelected. And their massive spending created what we call a new economic variable, the elephant in the room. And it was mass immigration coupled with government jobs hiring. So the U.S., literally the private sector economy was in what we would call recession, but the overall economy was floated along by massive government spending. That leads to the election with Trump. Trump won, and if you want to know why he won, forget all the noise you hear. There's really one reason. It was the economy. We have statistics that show that. So basically, going into the election, real wage growth in the U.S. was -2%. That happened in 1980 election under Ronald Reagan. He had -2%. He won in a landslide. And Bill Clinton in 92 also had -2% real GDP wages, and he won. And his campaign advisor, James Carville, famously said, "It's the economy, stupid." So the average American was feeling that their life had gotten much more difficult under Joe Biden. And that's primarily why Trump won.